So I'm based on that, then now how to understand and control the mind, how does the intelligence work, what are the anarthas, how we are conditioned that way, how the process of devotional service can purify the anarthas. But at the same time, if you don't want them to be purified, they will stay. So the ahankar, what role it plays. These are like basic principles, but they are very important for devotees to understand. So how Upadeshamrita, Shikshastakam, and Bhagavad Gita, how they join together, how they actually support each other. So how the Guru Sadhu Shastra is explaining us what we are supposed to do. And if we follow the principles,
okay, Maharaj.
Make it so difficult for ourselves.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
So
Okay.
basically, that's what's happening. And devotees, they are taking it not seriously. So that way then things are going on. I think they are learning a lot. So many things, so many misunderstandings, misconceptions are here. But it's like the innocent ignorance. No, they don't know. Nobody teaches. Nobody comes here and teach. No, so they don't know, and they just heard something. Not so then they are doing it. No, what they feel, kind of like how supposed to be done. But when you correct them, when you do, they fix. They're not. Very well.
Yes, Maharaj. You went blank, Maharaj, for last 2 minutes.
Do you hear everything?
Now we hear you, Maharaj, but last 2 minutes we couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, something. And devotees, do you hear?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear now.
Okay, I'm not sure why is it doing it. Let me just do some precaution here. So anyway, I was saying that the devotees, they are eager to know. And when you teach them something, they're happy that somebody is teaching them and they want to follow. So I'm also explaining them that the principle of education, the Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. So it makes more sense for them. And eventually, just how we have to study Srila Prabhupada's books, what the misconception is now, then the devotees, some devotees go around and preach Prabhupada's books. They are old, they are not for this age. We have to change them. So basically, bogus. But they are very eager to actually study Prabhupada's books. Of course, I mean, there are so many other, sampradayas, you can say. there are some Gaudiyas, there is the Krishna West, no, this, that. What to do? But at least the devotees I was with, no, so they understand and they are very happy with that. So I'm basically, no, we are doing whatever we are doing here, just explaining things now as they are from Prabhupada's books.
Okay, Maharaj. Yes, I have also not heard too many sannyasis going to South America, usually. One or two.
The reason, from what I have, there's the reason, okay? The reason is that they don't have much money, okay? So they cannot offer, like a big donations for the preachers, so nobody comes. It's very sad, but no, that's what the devotees, and not just one devotee. That's what the devotees are saying. That's the reason.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Maharaj. And also not many Indians also, Maharaj. They are mostly preachers are going, sannyas are going where they're Indians at least. So there is some catchment, low-hanging fruits. And in South America, number of Indians are very less. Their density is very less. There are. Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, everybody has come. Hare Krishna and Pranam, dear devotees. So, welcome. So, all of us, we heartily welcome Maharaj by loudly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Arja Priti Vardhan Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Now, I'm not sure how the internet is stable. It seems okay, but sometimes maybe it's some glitches. So if something like that happens, then and if it disconnects, I'll reconnect immediately.
Okay, Maharaj.
So then, just letting you know. Hopefully it will not happen, but. So then we continue with the Bhagavad Gita, and chapter 3, and then verses 36 to 42. Lust and anger, the enemies of the soul. So in verse 36, Arjuna asked this important question on our behalf, or descendant of Vishnu. By what is one impelled to sinful acts, and even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? And the Lord answers, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion and later transformed into a wrath, and which is the all-devouring, sinful enemy of the Lord. Lust is the perverted love for Krishna. As milk in contact with sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt, the love of God becomes transformed into lust. The lust covers the conditioned soul in different degrees, slight, medium, and intense. Srila Baladev Vidya Bhushan comments. Knowledge, covered slightly by karma, can grasp something of truth. Knowledge covered moderately, however, cannot grasp the truth. Knowledge intensely covered by karma cannot function and cannot even be perceived as knowledge. So this is a very interesting point Baladev Vidya Bhushan makes. So the last, it's based on our anarthas. No, because the anarthas actually are the papa bija. So that we have these anarthas, we are conditioned to do or perform the sinful activities. And whenever there is an opportunity for it, then we will go for it. And we are unable to control it. So it happens even unwillingly. So then there are different degrees. So in slight, so one can grasp something, but now as if it is moderate, as he says, then cannot grasp the truth. But in tamaguna, then one cannot grasp anything, cannot understand anything. And we mentioned before, like, the Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, about the Nafi, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada had the Gaudiya Math in Burma. So to those people, ghee fried puris stinks. But for them, liquefied animals is delicacy. So you can actually see practically how the people cannot understand. It's not exaggeration. They are unable to. They cannot perceive. And it's due to the laws of nature. And we are in control of it. We can stop that simply if we desired it. But we are in tamaguna, you don't know what you are supposed to desire. In rajaguna, you desire sense gratification. In sattva guna, then you know you are supposed to desire something higher than sense gratification. But hardly you actually are doing it. So you understand something, but not everything. But in Rajaguna, cannot function really, and Tamaguna absolutely cannot function. And it is the devotional service is easy if we want to take it up. So Pranipada Pare Prashna Sevaya, that's the process. If you want to take it up, you can, and it becomes easy. But we don't want to. We are so stubborn, and it's due to the anartha. So it's like a circle. You're supposed to give up this, but you don't want to because you are so attached to it. And the simple thing, why we don't want to give up lust, why we don't want to give up the anarthas? No, we don't want to come to the anartha nivriti. We are very much opposed to it. Because as we mentioned before, I mean, we are attached. It makes our personality. And now we don't know Krishna. Krishna is abstract for us. And if I give up my sense gratification, then what will happen to me? No, okay, Shastra says, Guru says, no, Sadhu says, then I can come to the spiritual world. But what does it mean for me? I don't know anything about it. So it's abstract. But here in the material world, yes, I suffer a lot, but I also enjoy. I do get the bits of enjoyment, at least something. So it's better something than nothing. And now the spiritual world, yes, promises. I had that many times. I hear that, but why should I believe? So the whole thing is we have to develop the desire within this lifetime to convince ourselves that Guru Sadhu Shastra is right. That's all. The moment we realize that what they speak, what the acharyas speak, what the shastra speaks, it's truth. And we don't have to worry about giving up the anarthas. That moment it happens. Just by one chanting the holy name, all the anarthas can be removed. But it has to come from us as our desire. So here we go. It's our responsibility. And if you don't do what you are supposed to do, you cannot blame anyone for, oh, no, he told me not to do it, or he told me to read some other books, or he did this. You cannot blame anybody else for your mistakes. So if you realize that you made a mistake, then just go back and then try to correct yourself. But don't try to be a victim. And no, I cannot do, I don't know what to do. Everybody's bad to me. Then that's ignorance. You cannot understand anything of knowledge. What to speak of realizations? No. So, okay, and then next lifetime, maybe you can be some dog or who knows what, or maybe not, maybe you'll be demigod and then you come back as a human. But where will be the teaching of Srila Prabhupada? Where will be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It's so risky and so foolish not to be serious and sincere this lifetime.
Yes.
Anyway,
but Maharaj, like you said, it is like a cycle.
Everybody, that's our responsibility. It's our responsibility. Nobody's fault is if we don't make it, we don't follow. It's like that. You come sick to the doctor and you say, oh, doctor, I have cold and I'm sneezing and I'm doing the fever or some. The doctor says, okay, take this treatment, take this medicine. And 1 week later you come back and, oh, doctor, it's not working. No, I'm getting worse. And then he asks, okay, did you follow my treatment? Did you take my medicine? No, I didn't take it because I took better one. So then, well, how can you blame the doctor that he didn't cure you? No, it's your fault. They didn't follow the process. And we have the process in Srila Prabhupada's books. But we have to choose to follow the process throughout. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Not Shravanam only. Not just reading Prabhupada's books. We have to live according to Prabhupada's books. Then you get the realization. Then it's guaranteed. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Then you get there. But if you are following something else and you are trying to get something else, some other way, don't blame anybody for that you don't get the result. It's everywhere. Devotees complain. I'm chanting rounds and chanting japa 10, 20 years, and I'm not feeling anything. No. So it's not working, the process. No, the process works. But you don't want it to work on you. You are maintaining your attachments. Namaparat. 10th offense. First offense. You do 7th offense. No. And being inattentive also. So how are we don't follow the treatment as prescribed. How are we supposed to get the results? How are we supposed to be cured? And the problem is that when you have the Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, as we described before, we talked about that by the Nididhyasanam, when you get the realizations, then only that generates more enthusiasm and more determination. But if you are just studying, getting knowledge, you are not getting the realizations, you are not getting more and more enthusiasm. So whatever you had in the beginning, it starts dwindling, it goes away. So if you are not getting enthusiasm by realizing the Krishna through holy name, then even the chanting of the holy name just becomes more and more mechanical, and we develop this taste for it. Becomes meaningless. And it doesn't matter how long we are chanting. So we have to be very thoughtful about how are we utilizing our life. Anyway, okay, let's continue. According to Manusmriti, lust cannot be satisfied by any amount of sense gratification, just as fire is never extinguished by a constant supply of fuel. Remember when it was Agnidev, right? In Mahabharata, he was too exhausted by too much of ghee which was being offered to him.
Yes, Maharaj. Kind of. Yes, Maharaj. Yes.
So that doesn't apply. Yeah. No. He was almost extinguished by a constant supply of fuel. Anyway, just a side point. Lust is compared to a merciless master who cannot be pleased. Because of lust, the conditioned soul agrees to suffer in the material world. And this is really nice that it's a merciless master who cannot be pleased. The senses cannot be pleased. No matter what we do, if we engage in uncontrolled sense gratification, there is never going to be satisfaction. Because from that, we need to do more sense gratification to get the enjoyment which we got in the beginning. And you can see it nowadays, just how now the people are so much engaged into not knowing actually what's the identity. Young people, they don't know, am I man or woman? What should I be? So they want to be transgender or something. So then they become confused. And it's really serious. And nowadays, they even encourage children. If you feel like you are different gender, then you should make an operation before puberty. And they can do it even without the consent of the parents. So, and that's encouraged. Now, the child, he grows up, and many times they regret what they have done, but there is no way how they can undo it. How that can be responsible? It's irresponsible. No, but sense gratification. Everything goes, and more bewilderment is happening. In France, now they drop the age of when children can actually have sex with adults. 14-year-old kid can have legally sex with adult. It's a child. But no, it's now we agreed on that 14-year-old, it's old enough. And it is going to be dropping the ages. It's going to, so then it will be legal to have sex with children. This is demoniac. But that's where the mind is going to. People, I mean, I mentioned, I think I mentioned before about there was the case, I think it was in Germany, when one man ate another man. And he was being tried for the cannibalism. But no, during the process, it came to be known that that other man, he offered himself to be eaten. They have some like a website or something, and some people like to eat someone, and some people like to be eaten by someone. So it's a voluntarily. It's crazy. What you read in Bhagavatam that's happening at the end of Kali Yuga, that people just meet each other for sex and eat each other, that's happening now. Lust. It cannot be satisfied. It's a reality. And there is no solution to this problem. No material solution. And we don't think about the advancement, no spiritual advancement. It's so difficult. So we need to take seriously know what we have. Not fighting, not starting, not looking for whose fault is that, but embrace the teaching of Srila Prabhupada seriously and really look into it. Start working on Amanina. No. Don't have too much expectation for oneself. That helps. That's excellent. Then one can understand the other. Humble, tolerant, and respectful. Yeah. Yes. And devotees don't understand this. It's very, very sad. And mainly in the West. You see, the devotees here, okay, they also don't know a lot of things, but they are eager. So they like to do mananam. They ask many questions and they apply. So then they get realizations. But yeah, so it's very nice actually to preach to the devotees. Okay, so then Srila Prabhupada says, in the material world, the center of all activities is sex. And thus, this material world is called Maithunya Agara, or the shackles of sex life. Shackles. In the ordinary prison house, criminals are kept within bars. Similarly, the criminals who are disobedient to the laws of the Lord are shackled by sex life. Advancement of material civilization on the basis of sense gratification means increasing the duration of the material existence of a living entity. Therefore, this last is a symbol of ignorance by which the living entity is kept within the material world. while one enjoys sense gratification, it may be that there is some feeling of happiness. But actually, that so-called feeling of happiness is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyer. Bhagavad Gita 339 purport. I'm not sure if I mentioned you before, but about like gambling. There is one man, and he is doing good work. He makes like 100 euros every day. And he, every day after work, he goes to a casino and he gambles and loses almost all the money every single day. So when asked, no, you are going there, you are losing the money, why are you doing it? And he said that he cannot do otherwise, he has to do. He knows he's going to lose the money, but he still goes there. And it's addiction. Gambling. It's a very, very serious addiction. And he said that actually the worst thing for him was when he first time went to the casino and he won. So the first time winning, he now is convinced that he can win again. He can win everything what he has lost in the gamble. But we know this is not going to happen. All these casinos are built from the people who are thinking like that. No, they are very opulently, and the people, they're no sponsors. The players are the sponsors. So this is very foolish to think like that. But he said, because I won, now I cannot get the feeling out of my mind that I can win everything back. And he is going to be going as long as he has money. That's a difficulty, really. Big problem. Lust is such a terrible enemy that it can be conquered only by force. In his commentary to 337, Srila Bharat Vidyabhushan writes, nor can one control it using kind words, sama, or by division, bheda, for it is very evil, mahapap, being very powerful since it forces one to engage even in forbidden acts by making one lose his sense of discrimination. Know that it is an enemy even in giving to its demands, iha. Because it is impossible to reach conciliation with karma by the three methods, dana, sama, and bheda, it should be destroyed by danda, which will later be described. So, just arguments of the intelligence who is subservient to the mind will not work. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the mind should be beaten now with the shoe in the morning and then by the broom in the evening. No, danda. No arguments really. There is no other way. An ordinary person sees lust as a friend because it facilitates his sense of enjoyment. A person in knowledge, however, knows, even at the time of enjoyment, that lust will become a cause of suffering. Therefore, lust is called the constant enemy, nitya vairina. And sometimes devotees, they also ask questions like, before I came to Krishna consciousness, then, okay, I was addicted to some sense gratification. Mind was giving some problems. Then when I started chanting, then I was very ecstatic. But now, by chanting for some time, I feel that it's getting worse. My Haribol, can you hear?
Yes, Maharaj. We can hear, Maharaj.
You can hear it? Okay. It just got frozen. So I was wondering. Anyway, so now it's getting worse. So does the chanting of the holy name make the anarthas worse in the heart? So actually, before chanting, we have the anarthas in the heart, but we are fully ignorant of them. We don't know about it. So therefore, we just follow the mind, completely naturally. I feel like to do this, I will do this. No questions asked. But when we start chanting, the first thing that it happens in the heart, we start to be aware of the anarthas. So now, before that, we didn't know, we were ignorant. But now we know we have the anarthas. So that's the beginning of the purification process. And we feel, oh, now it's getting worse. No, this is actually the process. This is the proof that it works. So, and now, since I know about anarthas, now I have to make the conscious decision. I don't want them. And then when that happens, then the anartha nivriti can take place. Lust is an enemy because it covers our knowledge of the absolute truth. Its influence is spread in different places: the senses, the mind, and the intelligence. Out of these three, the senses are the grossest and easiest to control. Therefore, Krishna advises us to start a fight with taking control over the senses. Why the bhakti? While controlling the senses, one should gradually drive away the lust from the mind and the intelligence as well. This is possible because, as Krishna explained, the soul is the highest and can control all: the intelligence, the mind, and the senses. With spiritual intelligence, one has to seek out the constitutional position of the soul and engage the mind in Krishna consciousness to conquer the insatiable enemy called lust. Srila Prabhupada summarized third chapter as follows. This third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is conclusively directed to Krishna consciousness by knowing oneself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without considering impersonal voidness the ultimate end. In the material existence of life, one is certainly influenced by propensities for lust and desire for dominating the resources of material nature. Desire for overlording, and for sense gratification is the greatest enemy of the conditioned soul. But by the strength of Krishna consciousness, one can control the material senses, the mind, and the intelligence. One may not give up work and prescribe duties all of a sudden, but by gradually developing Krishna consciousness, one can be situated in the transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and the mind, by steady intelligence directed towards one's pure identity. This is the sum total of this chapter. In the immature stage of material existence, philosophical speculations and artificial attempts to control the senses by the so-called practice of yogic postures can never help a man towards spiritual life. He must be trained in Krishna consciousness by higher intelligence. In this third chapter, the Lord has shown how by transcendental knowledge one is elevated from karma kanda through sakama karma yoga to nishkama karma yoga, and how through knowledge one can conquer lust. The Lord will continue to glorify the transcendental knowledge in the fourth chapter. Haribol. So this is the end of that chapter. Now, any questions to this? Or something else?
Maharaj, your voice is breaking.
Do you have any questions? Or anything else also? Questions about something else? Whatever it may be. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj,
Yes.
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, as Maharaj, you explained that when we come in Krishna consciousness, we start chanting and then realize that we are doing anarthas. So what happened in some of the devotees, Prabhu Maharaj, when new devotees are there, they said that now we are committing offenses, and they stop coming to our classes and programs also. They think that something wrong is happening and we are doing anarthas.
Means the devotees think that by committing offenses, they feel worse?
So how can we convince them, Maharaj?
The devotees, they think that they are committing offenses and therefore they feel worse?
No, Maharaj. They feel the new devotee who comes, they said it is better to be ignorant, because when we come to know that these are the bad things, we'll get the reactions. It's better to be remain ignorant. So how can we convince them? And sometimes and many times they also move away from us.
Look, it takes maturity to realize this. So you may not try to explain to them, and they may take it or may not take it. You present it to, according to Guru Saru Shastra, but you should present it to them as your realization. Not that you read in the book, but present it to them what you live, what you realized. That's the most powerful way how you can preach to them. No, you can say that you may have similar experience, but remaining in ignorance, it doesn't solve the problem. No, you have to, like, say, if you go to the doctor with some sickness and you get medicine, you start taking the medicine, but you still get worse for some time before the medicine starts working. You don't feel immediately not cured. So the Krishna consciousness is also like a medicine. It first makes you aware, and then it creates a little maybe confusion or even like suffering from knowing the truth. But if you keep taking the medicine of chanting the holy name without offenses, then you get purified from all that. But if you are not matured enough and you say, oh, no, I don't want that, then it will not work for you. And you want to convince such a person, you can only convince him by your own example, by achar. No other way. Because even who convinced you about that Krishna consciousness is the superior to sense gratification? It's also not so easy. Because we don't know Krishna consciousness really. In the beginning, we don't. We have forgotten and we don't remember and we don't know. And there is so much of restriction in Krishna consciousness, in Vaidisarana Bhakti. You have to wake up early, chant rounds. No. But you are not getting anything for it. So you have to have faith. No. Pranipata must be there. Pariprashna must be there. Seva must be there. But where do you get the faith? The faith generates from getting the small increments in your realizations. And that you get by applying what you are reading, what you are, your knowledge. And for that, you need somebody who can guide you, that you trust. So Srila Prabhupada's teachings, this is the guide. And then you go. Go from Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, and then Anartha Nivriti. But once coming to Anartha Nivriti, then one becomes steady, Nishtha. And then it's easier. Not perfect, but much easier. Because our attachment to the material world minimizes. Anartha Nivriti is not removal of all the anarthas. Major portion of anarthas. Removal the anarthas to such an extent that the mind is not agitated too much, and the intelligence can take care of it. So we have beaten our mind enough time. And so one becomes steady, because whatever you want to do, you can do it without worry that you will fall for some gratification in the process. Sure, there may be some disturbances, some thoughts will come, but they are just thoughts, and then you will not entertain the thoughts. That's nishtha, that's steadiness. But to come to that, you have to have faith. Because Shraddha to Prema, it's all about faith. Shraddha is a minimum faith. Prema is the absolute faith. That's all. There is no difference in between. So it's a process of developing absolute faith. That's the process of devotional service. So preach to them. Maybe don't even preach. You teach them. Teaching is the more proper word. You teach them based on what you have realized. They will be very happy with that. They will be able to apply it, and they will be able to realize it also. That's the best way. Is that okay? Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Yes.
Hare Gol.
One more question, Maharaj, we can take? Yes. Namaste,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Danvat Pranams Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, what does this mean? The lust cannot be controlled by using kind words or by a division, Bheda. What does this line mean?
See, there are 4 levels of punishment actually. There are levels. So, Sama, like nicely talking. You are trying to convince. So you are trying to convince the mind, please, don't get this sense gratification. It's not nice. You can see, try to convince some drug addict by nice words, please give up taking drugs. Will you succeed? Absolutely not. He may have moments of when he actually understands what you are saying. He would want to do it, but his conditioning is so strong, he will not be able to follow. So it's only danda, no, that strict punishment or strict separation from it, then can help. Because we are so much in ignorance. It's like if you know some animals, right? And you try to tell the animal, please, no, be nice. People have dogs nowadays. The dogs, sometimes they are very violent. So how do they teach the dog, no, not to be violent, not to behave? By talking, it's not going to happen. No. By nice things also, it's not going to happen. So he does something wrong, he gets punished. From that, he learns. That's our mind. No, the mind needs a punishment to learn. So that's what it means.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna and Pranam dear devotees. Does anybody has any other question? No more questions, Maharaj.
Yes,
Anand will ask Mataji. You have question?
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful session. So my question is, like you said, we are reading Prabhupada books and still we don't have realization and enthusiasm. So I can see this in myself that I have no realization and enthusiasm even if I'm reading Srila Prabhupada books. So so what is the treatment? Like you gave the example of doctor and patient. So what is the treatment? How can we can have realization and enthusiasm?
If you remember, we were talking about the process, the stages of education. Now, Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. So first, we read the books. So we gather the knowledge Srila Prabhupada is telling us. But the next step we have to do is to contemplate, to deliberate on how is this applicable in my life? How can I do it? How can I day-to-day live what Srila Prabhupada just said? So this contemplation we have to induce. We have to consciously start thinking about. It's not just something written, it's written for me. And it's a manual for me to follow. So applying it, contemplating how am I going to apply it? I may need to ask Guru, Sadhu, consult Shastra, but I need to know. And then once I'm sure, or at least I'm convinced that now I know how to apply it, I should apply it. And then by application of the knowledge, I get some realization. I get some realization, meaning that now I figure out, wow, okay, it works. Like when Srila Prabhupada says, say, for example, we should be chanting 16 rounds minimum daily without offenses. So, no, maybe we start with less rounds. But no, we should definitely avoid offenses. But in the beginning, it may not be possible. So every day, we should try to increase on the quality of our chanting. Maybe be more attentive. Maybe every day, add one more Hare Krishna Maha Mantra when I'm fully focused. So today, just at least one Maha Mantra, I'm fully focused on chanting. Today, maybe two Maha Mantras. After 3 months, for one round. But with the full focus. So I'm focused only on the chanting and not about anything else and not about committing parad. That even the Maha Mantra, not a day, pure focus on, will give realizations. These realizations generate the enthusiasm and the determination. So not seeing it, oh, it works. It's a little bit better. It's just a slight bit better, but it's a little bit better. Oh, it works. I'll do it. Tomorrow I'll do better. And that's what the enthusiasm does, it's utsaha. So always you want to improve either the quality or the quantity. So that's what you have to work on. Not just like read something and oh, this is it's that's it. No, I have read. Lord Brahma says, if you want to actually understand Shastra, you have to read the Shastra minimum 3 times. Not read, study. Study the Shastra 3 times. So we should read all the Srila Prabhupada books, minimum 3 times. Contemplate about how is it useful, how is it applicable for me in my life now. Live it, get some realizations, and then read it again. That's what it should be. That's the treatment. That's what we should do. Yes?
Yes, thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so very much. So we are very, very grateful to Maharaj for taking his valuable time and giving us his association from South America also, Paraguay. Different altogether. We cannot even put on a map, Maharaj. On our finger, we can't put Paraguay. We can't touch. So thank you, Maharaj. So all of us, we heartily thank Maharaj from the bottom of our heart by loudly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And we also pray to Maharaj to kindly pray for us, Maharaj, that we can chant properly. We are trying, but we are struggling. So please pray for us that we can chant without offenses, Maharaj. Yes. His Holiness Bhakti Arja Priti Vardhan Maharaj ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.